So say you have a perfectly good car, but it doesn't have CarPlay or Android Auto. What do? You get one of these, a display you can add to pretty much any car and instantly get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Today, we're gonna be reviewing the CarpodGo. So we're in the Subaru, and this is one of the last model years before they introduced CarPlay and Android Auto, which is a real bummer because it does have this touchscreen navigation, but we hardly ever use it because no CarPlay. And so we've been using this phone holder up here, but with the bigger iPhones, they're getting kind of unwieldy. It's not a great solution. And so what we're gonna do is set up the CarpodGo. This is an 8.9-inch touchscreen display. It's magnetic on the back, so you can actually take it off and remove it, take it with you, take it out of the car if you want. CarpodGo did send me this test unit to review. I think this is the new one. I think it's the T3 model, and this retails for about 250 bucks on Amazon. I put a link in the description below if you want to check one of these out for yourself. So there's a few different mounting options. You can go with the mounting arm, which is adjustable. You can move this thing up or down, and you can also undo this screw and slide it in and out. There's also the direct mounting plate. It's got some adhesive on the bottom. You just set that right on your dash. And it also gives you this little mounting arm. So this is more of a direct connection. All right, and for the mounting bracket here, these little locks just unscrew a little bit. You can just pop this right into the mounting arm here and it'll lock on, and then you can screw to tighten. And the nice thing here is this is magnetic, so all I have to do is just pop that right in place. It's that easy. All right, the rest of the setup here is pretty simple. There is a DC adapter that plugs into a standard cigarette lighter on your car. You just pop that in. And then there is a USB charging cable that must be plugged into the back here. So we pop that in and we're ready to go. Now you also get a few USB and auxiliary input cables and also a backup camera that you can install and wire to the CarpodGo. We're actually not going to use the backup camera display today because this car already has one. And we're actually not going to use the dongles either because this phone is already set up to connect to the car's Bluetooth audio system. And one thing that's really nice about the CarpodGo is you can put it in pure Bluetooth display mode, meaning that any Bluetooth and audio that's connected from your phone to your car goes directly to the car instead of to the CarpodGo. All the CarpodGo is doing in this case is just displaying your phone's CarPlay or Android Auto screen. So it's not connected to any audio, it's just showing the display. And that's what we want. All right, so let's start up the car and turn this thing on. All right, so quick call out. I accidentally plugged this into the USB slot instead of the power slot, so we're gonna try that again. Okay, so we turned it on and it is on, but the screen is upside down, so I will need to rotate the screen, which is also why I plugged it in the wrong USB port, so keep that in mind. And all right, so third time's the charm. Here we go. All right, the screen is on and I'm going to peel off this protective layer here. Looks pretty nice. So settings real quick, we have CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, some display and brightness settings, and some language settings. FM and Bluetooth display only, which is what we want. So right now we've set it to dual Bluetooth display only mode. You can also switch it to FM to connect audio over FM, auxiliary, or speaker mode. So we're gonna keep it in dual Bluetooth. And you can see Bluetooth is on, and this is the name here that I need to connect on my phone. And here it is, PND. I'll go ahead and click pair. Allow contacts and favorites to sync, allow. And you can see the phone popped up right there. Now, because this is an Apple phone, we're gonna open up CarPlay. It's gonna tell me to open that on my phone, and I'm gonna click yes, use CarPlay, and it should connect. And there we go, CarPlay is open and it's working. I can go to my apps here. And this does have a 60 FPS refresh screen. It looks really nice and smooth here. Not really any glare that I can notice on the screen. This looks a lot sharper than the Subaru screen that came with the car. If I click on this, this is the display here. This is pretty much what you're going to be changing most of the time. It is set to daytime auto mode with a 70 brightness. You can adjust the brightness on here, and it does get fairly bright. I'm just going to leave it right around 70. There's also a nighttime display mode and a night shift mode, so you can change all these settings, keep them on the defaults, or you can manually adjust these. There's also a few other settings here. You can change the wallpaper, so you can change the type, what it looks like. You can change the logo, and this is a Subaru, so we're going to click Subaru. And you can also change the CarPlay display settings. There is a right drive mode, there is a 60 frames per second mode that's automatically on, and there is a 10-second timeout return to CarPlay. Now you can also adjust the volume, and this is if you have audio inputs to the CarPlay, which we don't, so we're going to leave that off. There is an audio output. Again, we're not going to mess with this because we are in the display only mode. And there's a few other about. You can see system updates, factory reset, and Bluetooth options as well. Now this is playing audio through my Bluetooth directly to my car speakers for my phone, so I can use Spotify and Apple Music and other apps to play audio from my phone just like I normally would. All the CarPod Go is doing is just displaying that on a screen for me. So I can use the Spotify app, select music either from my phone or from the CarPod Go, just like I normally would, and it'll come out of my car speakers because I already have Bluetooth connected from my phone to my car. So Bluetooth is connected from my phone to my car, and also through display from my phone to the CarPod Go. All right, now that everything is connected and set up, I've turned the car off. Let's start it up again and see how long it takes for the CarPod Go to set up and display. And we're back to CarPlay. All right, so that is the CarPod Go setup and some initial impressions. It's a pretty cool device. You can basically turn any car into an Android Auto or CarPlay compatible car, which is pretty awesome. You get a nice big 8.9-inch touchscreen display that's going to be in 60 frames per second. This is one of the nicest displays that I've seen in any car, even in some of the newer cars. This thing looks great. So all in all, the CarPod Go works great. It's easy to set up, and I think for the price, $250, could be a great option for anybody looking to upgrade their antiquated car display or add a new one if you don't have CarPlay or Android Auto. I've included a link in the description below where you can pick this thing up if you're interested in checking it out for yourself. Thanks for watching.